Diane Ladd, 89, died after a tremendous career and many unknown connections. Hollywood was shocked by Kurt Russell's reaction, who had never worked with her and hadn't mentioned her name in decades. A few days after the funeral, he delivered a brief but forceful revelation that confirmed what many had suspected but were afraid to speak. Kurt's statements made seemingly unrelated links and revealed Diane Ladd's silent influence on Hollywood. At 89, Diane Ladd died at home in Ojai, California. She lost her husband, businessman Robert Charles Hunter, 3 months earlier. Once considered a quiet but prominent pair, their deaths, which occurred exactly a quarter apart, left the art world silent. Ladd died quietly, without treatment, hospitalization, or public mention of her health condition. Her daughter Laura Dern attended the finale. The family had a private funeral without inviting the media or announcing the time or location. However, Ladd's death was confirmed, and colleagues and co-workers responded. Along with significant director tributes, one reaction stood out. Kurt Russell, a veteran action actor who had never worked with Diane Ladd and had never spoken about her, unexpectedly delivered a brief message on his agency's internal channel. Russell noted that Diane has long been a silent member of our extended family. I finally had the guts to tell it. Laura Dern and Kate Hudson have been tight since the early 2000s. They represent a generation of actresses raised by veteran actress mothers and have worked together on films and attended industry events. Diane Ladd and Bruce Dern had Laura, while Goldie Hawn and Bill Hudson had Kate, who Kurt Russell raised as their biological father. Laura and Kate's friendship has extended into adulthood and art. Since then, mixed family gatherings like Christmas, Thanksgiving, other internal occasions have recorded both branches' presence, though not publicly. Laura Dern said in 2023 that her mother rigorously yet delicately evaluated Kate's generation of actresses. In another interview, Kate Hudson said Diane Ladd made me rewrite my lines 3 times, because she claimed ladies shouldn't say that or be mistreated. In addition to her cinematic endeavors, Diane Ladd mentored actresses informally. Laura Dern said her mother gave her, Kate Hudson, Reese Witherspoon, and Naomi Watts role advice. Industry insiders call Ladd the actress grandmother, a person who rarely appears but always has a big impact. Kurt Russell confirmed a longer than 20-year family relationship that had never been publicly acknowledged. Russell was extremely secretive and had never made a tribute to any of his female contemporaries save Goldie Hawn and Barbara Hershey. His post-funeral reference of Diane Ladd has caused many to believe this is more than a formality. After that meeting, he said he liked how Diane built Laura without allowing her reputation dominate her individuality. In a separate press conference, Goldie Hawn added, supports women who have nothing to prove but change the system. Diane is like that. His announcement was expected by some close friends, but his wording and timing showed care. Laura Dern called Diane Ladd someone who makes others look at themselves without saying anything. This is true for the individual who mentioned her after the funeral. The pair's tenuous friendship is now the first sign of Diane Ladd's impact off-screen. Starting from that hidden connection, her long, ever-changing, and meaningful career opens up another slice, where acting value goes beyond celebrity. New York stage plays launched Diane Ladd's grit-based career. She was spotted by professionals after performing in Tennessee Williams' pieces, especially Orpheus Descending. After moving to film, Diane Ladd made a big impression in 1974 as Flo in Martin Scorsese's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. This role earned her her first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Ladd's acting isn't colorful or stereotypical. She chooses psychologically complex roles. Many internal problems, especially women who survive events. Since the early 1980s, she has appeared in many David Lynch and Martha Coolidge films. She played Marietta Fortune in Wild at Heart, one of her most memorable roles. Experts say this fierce, tragicomic nature requires emotional control and expression. It was 1991 when Diane Ladd played the lead in Rambling Rose. In this film, she starred with her biological daughter, Laura Dern, which is special. Therefore, both mother and daughter were nominated for Oscars for leading and supporting actress in the same picture. A mother and daughter were nominated together for the first time in Oscar history. Kingdom Hospital, produced by Stephen King, enlightened HBO with Laura Dern, and Chesapeake Shores are among Ladd's influential TV shows. Popular family show with multiple seasons. is not limited to drama or psychology. She appeared in sci-fi films, TV shows, and independent films. Ladd's roles show his philosophy. She prioritizes character qualities over enormous expenditures and directorial reputations. She even appeared in lesser-known TV shows with humanistically meaningful themes. Diane Ladd writes outside of film. Her daughter Laura Dern co-authored Spiraling Through the School of Life, A Bad Afternoon for a Piece of Cake, and Honey Baby Mine. These writings discuss her life experiences, trauma recovery, and showbiz parenting, not her private life. Her book with her daughter was a success and used by art colleges to discuss artist-family relationships. Ladd's 70-year career is the product of continuous perseverance despite age and opportunity constraints. Her ability to work on stage, television, and film is rare among modern artists. Ladd always gives the impression of embodying the character, not just performing. Diane Ladd has been identified with a lady with deep experience who defies feminine stereotypes for almost 2 generations. Her performances generally involve lost conflict and her ability to regulate her emotions, which critics say makes a mundane line memorable. Young actors cite Diane Ladd as an example of serious work ethic and precise part selection, as do moviegoers. In an interview, Sarah Paulson revealed she spent 3 weeks studying Diane Ladd's wild at heart debate scene. Paulson claimed he had never seen somebody handle emotions so gently without changing tone. Diane Ladd is recognized for her perseverance and lack of complaint. The enlightened director said she memorized all her lines without being reminded or requesting for breaks despite her terrible health. A Chesapeake Shores crew member said Ladd arrived on time, was calm, and left after filming. However, she didn't act, so the cameras stopped rolling. She acted. Many colleagues respected and learned from that commitment. However, it also caused her numerous professional difficulties, as will be explained in the next part when she did not compromise with common tastes and filmmaking perspectives. Standpoints and Storms. Diane Ladd was known for her roles and her professional poise, shown by her industry-changing decisions and pronouncements. She believed in female character development, middle-aged actor rights, and professional standards. Such positions often caused principled professional confrontations. The first premise she followed was female character depth. She refused to participate and publicly explained why when the screenplay provided a one-dimensional representation. She declined not to cause a fight, but because accepting the role was ethical. Her outspoken opposition to the script generated production dispute, forcing some producers to change her character's attitude or cast other performers. She said the role was a responsibility to the audience and the next generation of actors, not just a title. Second, Diane Ladd championed elder actors. She frequently ignored middle-aged actors, especially women, during commercial lectures. She attended professional seminars, suggested diversity casting, and advised screenwriters to honor the character's background rather than stereotype them. Her voice changed some filmmakers' minds about hiring veteran actors in profound main parts. Her attitude on fame and personality is also obvious. If it devalues the character, Diane won't promote herself using media techniques. She said in several interviews that acting reveals human truth. Consider anything that lacks that truth. This approach initially makes some media representatives less sympathetic, but it also fosters professional admiration. Diane encounters scripts that commercialize women, revealing the clashes. She confronts the production staff when she perceives bias in the character. She sometimes withdraws from projects since creative conditions are uncertain due to her approach. These judgments spark industry debate concerning artistic versus commercial criteria. Diane is often noted as a person who would risk her reputation to defend her views. Her method includes mentoring and coaching. Diane discusses script selection, tactics, and professionalism with young actors. Instead of glamour, these debates apply actual expertise to enhance the next generation. Her honest, demanding, and unpretentious communication makes some coworkers appreciate her and others feel challenged. Diane's candor has consequences. Some scripts have been altered to clarify female character motivations due to her. She has refused to play other roles because she doesn't think they fit the character. This has made her tough to work with by commercial standards, but she has established herself as a professional standard setter in a profit-driven industry. Diane has more than role selection issues. She discussed artist labor rights, suggested schedule changes for performers with health issues, and suggested crew-friendly shooting conditions. These comments were acknowledged by peers and were part of several studios' professional ethics debates. Despite her tense ties with conservative producers, Diane received offers from directors seeking realism in acting. This shows that her public attitude and philosophical disagreements did not cost her prospects. They shaped projects that fit her professional values. When Diane was involved, several directors reevaluated scripts to prevent controversy and take use of her broad knowledge. Diane's personal and upbringing shaped these professional positions and conflicts. Her history, family, and personal losses will explain this professional attitude. Character-based Diane Ladd was born in 1935 in Laurel, Mississippi from a labor and art family. The veterinarian father and amateur theater homemaker mother were her parents. Her childhood in the American South was prejudiced against women artists, yet she became determined. Her great-grandmother told her a memorable sentence as a child. "On stage, everyone will listen to you." This sentence motivated me silently during personality building. Diane moved from her hometown to New York to study and work in theater after high school. Not many Southern women left their families to become artists, so this was a big decision. She began acting in small theaters around this time and exploring the professional arts scene. She met Illinois native Bruce Dern, a teenage actor in the play Here. They have 2 children after marrying. Diane's life changed most in 1962 when her first daughter, Diane Elizabeth, drowned at 18 months. This tragedy impacted her marriage and outlook. In 1967, she had her second daughter, Laura Dern, and nurtured her in a strict, artistic setting. Diane kept her personal life apart from her profession, but she did not utilize it as a media tool under pressure and competition. She focused on being a mother and artist in private. Once she divorced Bruce Dern, she worked independently and rebuilt her career without his renown. While raising children and reorganizing her life, Diane appeared in many films from the mid-1970s to the 1990s. In an interview, she said, "Acting is something I don't need to brag about, but I can't live without." Each problem helped her live more completely with her career. Her life outlook set her apart from many of her peers, who sought media recognition rather than acting. Diane married food and consumer businessman Robert Charles Hunter for the 3rd time in 1999. The marriage ended in August 2025, 3 months before Diane's death. She wrote novels, worked on television projects, and supported her daughter's artistic endeavors while with Hunter. This is her most steady personal period. The mix of bereavement, living with ideals, and raising her kid carefully has created an artist that is hard to replicate. Diane is tough but fair, according to co-workers. Her choices show that she is not readily persuaded by sudden success. Rolled, negotiated contracts, or read scripts. Diane Ladd died, but her principles live on in each role. She influences others with each concept and wordless impact, even with unexpected names like Kurt Russell. Please comment below if you think her life journey is worth contemplating. Click like if you appreciate this video, and subscribe to the channel to follow important stories rarely told in entertainment. I appreciate your patience during the video.